Hi. I decided I'm just going to do a quick little video. I don't have any jewelry coming for a hot minute. So I was going to do one of things I love. Some came in jars, some did not. And also, also, I don't know. Never mind. Oh, sometimes since I just washed my hair. That's so gross. I'm going to make the water go into that box. And yes, I have this cough. If you don't know, I had surgery. I keep saying 6 weeks, so it's probably been at least 7 by now ago. And I don't know if they didn't put me on the breathing. Like, it wasn't until like 2 days in the hospital that I was like, I can't breathe. I mean, I could breathe, but every time I breathed, I coughed. So they should have put me not on a ventilator, on they'd sent me home with it, the little breathing, like, breathe. You know what I mean? Like, after, like, I don't have my boobs in. This is me, no boobies, from a breast cancer. But after my breast cancer, like, Kaiser didn't say, like, go home, and if they did, sorry, they might have. But I was in so much pain that if I lifted my arm, I was like, no, I can't do it. So, like, they wanted me to do, like, and so I almost got frozen. I had to go to, like, she's not a masseuse, she's more than that. But I had gone to her for years before for other problems, and she unfroze me, thank God. So my point is, if they tell you to do something, then do it, because it's for your own good. But the breathing thing, they did not until like the day I was going to leave, kind of thing. Anyways, so I think that's what the cough is from. They don't care. They did an x-ray of my lungs, and they're fine. So they're just like, yeah, cough for 3 months. We don't care. Okay. So I was saying in the last video, one of them, maybe it was the last one, Leah Sophia, and do I keep calling her Via Sophia? I could. I know it's not. But anyways, I think I like her, and I love this. I'm not saying I like everything she does. Whoopsie. That's better. But to me, that's as pretty as a Brighton. Sorry, Brighton. Sorry, not sorry, because your shit doesn't sell. I should have brought my Brighton so you could see, oh well, what doesn't sell. And okay, here's a story. And I'm not a pearl liker, right? Just in general, and I have 2 pearl things out here. But that doesn't mean I'm a pearl hater. If you're not a pearl liker, doesn't mean you're a pearl hater, because I'm not a pearl hater. Certain things I think are stunning, and this was one of them. This came in a lot, J. Cruzy, but it was a little, it fits, but I don't know if it fit a fat neck. So my friend, you know who you are, I won't mention you, says she has a fat neck. I just think that's, I got fat neck. Anyways, look at that. But here's the thing that's kind of annoying. I mean, I know it had to bum around and be in Goodwill sorting and all that. So, like, I should have brought the pieces. 2 or 3 pieces were broken, and the little nubbies were broken. So there was no repair happening. But I looked at it, and I'm like, oh my God, is there enough? Because I just couldn't let this one go, even though I don't even like pearls in general. So I managed to give it new life because it deserved it. Okay, that's J. Crew. Okay, so this isn't anybody, but I say I don't like pearls. I love this ring. This is just I think, silver tone that came in a lot. But right? I'm gonna wear it right now. I don't have any jewelry. Oh, okay, so Betsy Johnson. Where's Betsy? Some of my favorite things. Just a couple little pieces of Betsy. He's one of my all-time favorites. He comes in blue and green, and I got him a few years ago, pretty cheap. You know, secondary market. This is vintage Betsy. If you notice this little dangly footies, that's because he came like that. His bottom half was all gone, so I got him for like 20 bucks. And then when I got him, I'm like, what can I do for this little guy? So I gave him a little juicy couture. I had these 2 little charms, and these are his little footy legs. And these also, Betsy is kind of confusing because she made these also in a cheaper line. Okay, I'm going to explain why I'm going to say that. Okay, see, burp. And then out comes this pretty little sequin? Rhinestone heart. I love a locket. I love something that opens and has something inside. I don't know if that's a locket, but anyway. So she has this cool version, more expensive. And then she has they're smaller and they don't open. And they're not like, the legs aren't, they're not mobile like that. Well, if his legs were there, his real legs, they're mobile too. But I want the blue and the green one. And I don't even want one with red with real legs. Well, I think he's considered pink. He's like a pink purple. I don't know. I love him. Like, he's like it's like he's real. And I talk to him sometimes. We have little combos. Love. Anywho's. So when you can find, I'm just going to keep going on, right? You can find them, not that you want one, but they're not cheap. Vintage, cool, unusual Betsy, $80. So getting him for 20 without his legs was a steal. I used to have the coffin with the little, yeah. I sold a couple things that I regret. My very favorite piece is with my mom right now. And we kid like, whoever dies first, Mom, if you die first, I'm taking it back. If I die first, we both die together. Okay, should I stay on Betsy? Was that Betsy? Was I down on Betsy? No, the bracelet. And again, what I love about it's a, what do you call these? Clamper? I'll just take it off. Super cute, super pretty. This came in another style with these eyes, like kind of a cooler bracelet, to be honest. Like a bunch of chains, and then there would be eyes. Yeah, so that's just a little bit of Betsy in my life. Okay, this I got recently from eBay, just a one purchase, you know, like not a lot or anything. And I effing love it. The chain didn't come on it. I needed a proper chain. It's a vintage New York and something. That's not why I bought it. I didn't care who made it. They were around in the 30s and 40s, I believe. But it's just so cool. This guy is, I'm not sure what he's carrying up there. But dude's playing a guitar. A boy after my heart. And then the women are just kind of chilling. And it reminds me of a chatelaine. I think I'm pronouncing it right. I got a chatelaine off Etsy probably 12 years ago, a long time ago. And Etsy was first Etsy. When they like only let you sell true vintage. All that was on Etsy was true vintage, whatever it was, a ceramic pot, a piece of jewelry, true vintage, meaning 30 years. And crafts, like homemade. That's it. That's all they had. So I sold a little bit in the beginning, but not a lot because it was too hard to fit into their mold. And anyways, it was a great place to buy and resell. I got some. That wasn't an earthquake. That was my footy. Oh, I was trying to cross my leg like a lady. Okay, I'm not going to spin off. Oh, chatelaine. I got a beautiful Victorian chatelaine. Tell me if I know it's not chatelaine. Chablis. It's not chatelaine, but I might chatelaine. It's a Victorian thing. Do you watch Downton Abbey? You've seen them. They clipped on the women's dresses, and they had all the keys and things dangling, and it was probably twice the size. Anyways, the one that I got on Etsy, I paid like $20, and I kept it for a long time, and then I sold it for like $200. And what else? Oh, and that I won't go into that because it's too long, and you don't know what they are, so I won't bother. But I got a lot of good things on Etsy and resold them because people didn't know what they had. Nowadays, Etsy is stupid and overpriced, and I hate it. This pretty little thing, this was in a lot. And I can't bring myself to sell it, even though I probably don't and won't wear it, because it's a little, like you would never see this on me, especially with my tattoos. My tattoos. But isn't it pretty? I just love that. This isn't a lot of my very favorite things. These are just random randos. Okay, and I love this. This also came in a lot. It's got some kind of marking on this. I don't know what it means, but it's super nice quality. If anybody knows anything about it, it's Whiting and Davis-ish, but it's not Whiting and Davis. It just feels so lovely, and it snaps. It's a snapper. So there's that. I'm going to be almost done. And this little guy I got at the Goodwill recently. He was only $5. He's missing a couple stones. But another one that I talked to like he's my actual cat. These were the 80s mainly, the 1980s. I don't know if they were retro in the 1980s. And I thought I saw a little birdie, but it was our wind chime. Get my eyesight's not good and we got glasses coming. They made these that go here, like a pin. They were so 80s, but the Heath bracelet, and I wear them. Anyways, $5 was really good for our Goodwill. Our Goodwill doesn't do jars, hasn't done them like, well, I got one jar before the COVID, and that's where I got that brooch that I ended up selling for $700. But that's generally and normally they don't do jars. So whoever priced this at $5, it's a good price. It's not like a steal. If you try to buy it on eBay with the missing stones, probably 30, 25, 30. But normally the Goodwill, my point is the $5 is good because normally the person would have charged like 15 or 20 at Goodwill. And I'd be like, what? So I snapped him up and he's so cute. Sometimes I just go like, what are you doing, little man? What's happening? He's got a little nose stone missing. And I found a little nose stone, but I ain't put it on yet. And you know, he clips on. Do you need me to show you? He just, that clip goes in his mouth. He doesn't like it. He don't want to open his mouth. He doesn't like it. Oh, I can't do it right now. Anyways, I love him. To pieces, bits, and pieces. Just love. I just love the way it feels in my hand. Okay. And did I talk about the Zara? I didn't get the Zara, show you the Zara because it's hanging where my for sale stuff is. I told you I have one for sale that's like this. What it is, it's like baguette rhinestones on this, like, it just is a choker, but they're just, it's like road wire or something. It's crazy. But here's another Zara. And I don't know what the quality is because, you know, I haven't, it's traveled and it's not missing any rhinestone, meaning it's been in a box, in a, you know what I mean? It's been jumbled around a lot in its lifetime. Keep looking at my wind chime, think we have a lot of birds here. But, right? And I believe, like I said, I mean, I don't know. I just think it's cool. I think it's, I might not sell it because I burped. Because, isn't it pretty? It's just pretty. Come on, Zara. Because the only reason I think it's a UK brand, I didn't Google really, I didn't go in depth, but when I looked on eBay, I noticed that people had pictures of like, no, first of all, I noticed most of them are for sale in the UK. So that was my first hint. And sold in the UK. And then I saw a picture with Kate Middleton, like, you know how they do that, like, oh, look who's wearing Zara. Or no, I didn't mean Zara, I meant Kate. Like, yeah, it's Kate Middleton. Whatever, not a big fan of the royal pains in the butt. Oh my god. Right. I so want the green one and the blue one. And the difference in color isn't a lot, but who cares, really, right? So the one that my mom has is really super rare. I paid up for it several years ago. I think I paid $100. This no, not here. I'm not going to tell you about it because it's not here and I can't show you. It's gorgeous. But it has to do with ballerinas. And then there's her famous little black cat on it, and it dangles and the charms come off. It's like on a thing, and they dangle down, kind of like a chatelaine. I loves me a chatelaine. Oh, and then this necklace, last but not least, and then I'll go. This is from that same, I didn't bring my water. This is from that face lot that I'm calling it. You know, if you watched the video. I decided to wear this one today. And I can't let go of any of her stuff. Like she made some necklaces like this, necklaces without the faces. And I'm just keeping them all because I feel like, you know, whether it was her personal collection or whatever, like I'm just keeping it intact. I'm keeping it like it is because I love it too much. Alrighty then. These are, I'm trying to figure out, like I'm going to return that stupid Long Beach, I think it was, lot. They said I could return it. They said, oh, you can return it or you can get a $25 refund. And I'm thinking, now I'm gonna have to go. This is why I make these videos. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna have to go back and I mean, I know where all the broken stuff is right in front of me in the trash box, but now I'm not sure. Like, I know that wasn't from Long Beach, but I don't know. Yeah, all this was, but this wasn't. It was ended up being £6. Yeah, remember, Lauren somebody. I mean, not Lauren. Lauren Bacall, LC. I don't know if this was actually in there, but I think it was. It might not have been. I'm going to take it out. And then that jewelry over there. Shit. Because I want to return every single thing. You know what I mean? I'm not like, I kind of believe in karma. I know the Betsy Johnson. She has to go back. Which, it was fun to get it and super timely and coincidental and all that. But it's modern Betsy, so it's not. Like, if it was some vintage piece of Betsy that I loved, I would have just kept the lot. Yeah. Okay, so this broken one, I know. Remember, that was part of that. I gotta do something with these little animals and all these. Yep, all this was from them. Yep. And yeah, shit. I think this one, this broken thing. I mean, I don't want to give them back stuff that wasn't theirs. It'd be funny. I end up giving them back like 15 pounds. Just like stuff I didn't know wasn't theirs. That'd be pretty funny. Pretty funny. Okay, I don't know. It's probably in my room where I keep the white tubs. Okay, so I'm meandered and on long enough. Showed you some things that I like. Wanted to just give a shout out to Leah Sophia. I think I have another necklace for sale that I actually like too. So, anywho. But yeah, and I should have showed you the Brighton. Shit, Brighton. It's only, I only say it because it doesn't sell. And it's so overrated selling wise. But, you know, they're pretty, but they do tend to all sort of look the same after a while, in my opinion. Oh yeah, and it's a pin. And that's the artist, and he also has, it's not he, whatever. He also has this little placard. It's like Greytown, New York or something. When I saw this, and I paid like 25 bucks. It's not like I got this for $5. It's not silver, but I don't give a shit. I just love it. Greytown, New York, maybe. That might be it. I thought, oh, well, this is some like little souvenir. I mean, it's obviously old. I'd say from, I don't know, because it's not like from the early 1900s. I don't know when the clasp just turned from C to the roundy. I don't know if it was the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. I know it was by the 60s, but I don't. Anyways, yeah, I just thought that was like, this was like a souvenir piece from that town, like a charming little souvenir piece. But then I Googled it and it's like, oh, these were jewelry makers back in the Dizzy. It's just so cool. I love it too much. But this chain, remember, I don't have any chains. I'm trying to give my son a pendant, and I can't find a chain for him either. I've talked about this. I don't have any chains. Sterling otherwise, so I ordered cord. That's what I did. Nope, leather. And I didn't order the kind that have the clock. I hate when we have a stop sign right there, and it just distracts me when somebody stopped at it, blocking our whole house. Anyhow, you could buy it cheaply, the corded leather. I just bought like 5 yards so that, you know, I'll just tie it myself. What's a little birdie? I think my kitty's sleeping. Oh, he'd have you for lunch. Not really, he doesn't go out. And cheaply you can buy the kind that already have the fixings on them, right? But like this one is so like I'm not, and I love that this twirls. Like, how smart was that? Can you see that? That that's just genius, because a lot of times it's just straightforward, then you got to put another jump ring so it'll go, when you go, it'll go straight forward. Anyways, it's tiny, and I'm not going to F with it, this jump ring. And so if I got the kind with the fixings on it, the fixings wouldn't go in there. It wouldn't fit, so. And plus the ones with the fixings are just like choker length, which is fine for some things, but if you want it longer, it's not fine. Isn't that pretty? Because this truck is bugging me. What are you doing it? Like right in front of my house for so long. Anyway, okay. I just wanted to check in. Because I don't have anything coming. And that's another thing. Not to be I'm not a Debbie Downer. Not that at all. I'm not about to get serious. But I was just thinking, like, watching all these other videos and the jewelry opening, and it's so addictive. I have collected jewelry my whole life. I love jewelry. Getting the boxes is really just, to sell them, is really just an excuse to get more jewelry. Thank you. Hey, that was FedEx. I'm all like, what's that fucker doing out there? I saw it was in a truck, but I didn't say it was FedEx. Maybe it's my husband's slippers. Anyway, I'm just feeling like I do have 2 lots that I paid for. 1 2-pound, 1 3-pound. Like, and they won't be here for anytime soon. But, so I thought, well, maybe I'll just start making videos. I'll bring my tubs out and we'll go through them. And sometimes I'm like, oh, what's this? So it's almost, for me, like opening an actual one because I put them away so long ago. And then just try and pick 10 things. I think I did one video like that where it's like, let me go through this. Oh, it was a budget truck. That's weird. Is FedEx using budget trucks? Anyhow, so it was helpful to me. Oh, it says FedEx, yeah. They used a budget truck. It's interesting. Didn't think it looked like a FedEx truck from what I could see. That helps get me motivated if I bring a tub. You'll go, Nana. You'll go back to sleep. You didn't see that birdie. My baby. Then it will help me. I did one video before and I actually took the 8 or 10 things and I took them out and I listed them. Zara. I don't know if Zara, like, I know the quality like this, it's not super, I don't know how long it'll last, but I do know also, I just want there to be a company that's reasonable. I just think it's gorgeous, so I don't give a shit how long it lasts. I'll stop rambling about it, but come on. It's really pretty. I don't know how, and then some of this costume jewelry, yeah, I'm not getting rid of this one. I just like looking at it, even if I don't wear it. It's just lovely. I love a flower. I love a heart. There's no hearts here, but I love flowers and hearts. Who doesn't? I don't know anybody that does like, I don't like flowers and hearts. I don't like floral print dresses and furniture, as I said on my 1960s. This is actually late 60s, or that's probably more like 70s. I've had this forever. It's a sheet. So that's different. These are more like flower power. Anyways, I like flowers on jewelry, not on fabric. Okay. Do I always end up rambling? I kind of think I do. I think I just rambled myself right into the... I hope there's my husband's slippers, because other things have been... Okay. Focus. I did a long one for saying nothing, right? I shed. A chid. And I took a shower early. It's weird. You shower at night? I never used to shower at night before the COVID. For some reason, I started showering at night. And you shower at night, for me, I wake up in the morning and I feel filthy. I don't know why. Like, my hair's dirty. My armpits don't smell or anything. But I feel dirty. Like, I peed all night. I don't know. Bleh, right? So, I'm going to get back to showering, I guess, in the daytime. Like I used to. Because it doesn't, it's 10 hours. Not that I slept like 6 hours last night. Went to sleep at 3, got up at 9. I got to start either getting to sleep earlier, or I can't force myself to sleep in later, especially not when that guy is hungry in the morning and comes and wakes me the F up. Sometimes my husband feeds him late, and so he's not hungry, and sometimes he doesn't, and so on and so forth. That was my point. Oh. Yeah, I gotta start getting more sleep. I need to get at least 7. 6 is just not okay at my age and stage and my health. Right? Is that just fun? And it's like really nice quality. For being just silver tone. And there's no, not even any like China or whatever. Nothing. But I already said this yesterday. I love that the modern fake jewelry doesn't turn your fingers. How did they figure that out? My whole life, it was like, oh God, I love that costume ring, but I'm not trying to have a green finger. You put clear nail polish in it, that's sort of help, but not really, and it would wear off, and so on and so forth. So, anyhow, my little guy, he's cute. Phil's jealous of him a little bit. Well, he's a little bit jealous of him. Not too much, but you know, I'll let it be. And I didn't like Tiger King. Sorry. Hot take. Super controversial. Didn't like it at all. I had listened to the podcast like a year before the Netflix show. I didn't like the podcast, and I didn't get through it. I listened to like 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm like, Florida, no. Sorry, Floridians. But even not Florida, I'm just out. I'm just out on this animal abuse. Oh, is it funny? Not funny. Not cute. Not just, I just couldn't. And then so I watched this here, and I kept trying to watch it because everything, oh yeah. But I didn't like the podcast. Why am I going to like the freaking show? It turns out I didn't. And it just, when it started getting too sketchy with the animals, like I think they're giving birth, or I don't know. I just can't do animal cruelty. I can't. I can't and I shan't. Plus, I didn't find it that interesting. Now, if they made one now, like that's from now forward or whatever, about the lady that probably killed her husband, I would find that interesting. It's just cruelty to animals and keeping them for your ego and for money and profit is never going to be my thing. It's never going to be okay with me. Like I'm watching, like if I'm, well, not anymore because I write commercials, who watches them? But even if one happens to pop up, like when they show the animals in the show, I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm just super sensitive to animals, and not that those commercials are cruel, but you know, the poor animals in the shelters and their. So yeah, I just, you know, what do you call that? Free associate. My brain is just, it's always been like that. I can't blame it on being old, but I can blame it on free associating and then forgetting what you're free associating about. Tiger King, not for me. Sorry. My husband, not even sort of close, would like that. He's actually very super sensitive to animals. He ran over a lizard in our driveway, and it was like, he was like, you still can't talk about it. It's not funny because I'd be the same way. I love our little lizards. I say hi to them all the time when I go outside. I used to catch lizards in Palm Springs in the desert growing up, and you know that probably wasn't nice, you know, because you grab their tail. And a couple lizards have moseyed into the house. And we've rescued them and put them back out. One was a teeny little baby and one was a really big one. But yeah, so we're very pro, just be nice to your animals, please. Don't dress them up in clothes for your own. Just the whole ego of it all. And it's not just males, females do it. Anyways, she killed her husband, I think, and I find that interesting. But I didn't find, it was just creepy. It's nothing to celebrate. He was like sort of semi like, I don't know, grooming the guys that he was with. I mean, I think they were all adults, but come on, he was like giving them their drug of choice and like straight guys and like, ew. Just the whole thing was just so nasty. But mainly it was because of the animals. Like if that story, take the animals out, well then it wouldn't be called Tiger King, right? I might have. No, I still wouldn't have watched it. I'm not gonna lie. Just I didn't like anything about it. I don't. That kind of nutty, crazy, icky, creepy, crazy. I don't find that. Yeah, you don't like it. Never did. It's not like, oh, I'm old now and I can't tolerate that anymore. I never could. I mean, I've known some crazy. I mean, I've known some crazies, but not that kind of wacky, like, I don't know. It just, no. Okay, I'm done about the Tiger King. You guys, if I ever get her sisters, I'd be so happy. I mean, they come up rarely, not very often. I didn't have the money when the blue one came up. Turquoise, one is turquoise and one is like, one's called blue and one's called green. I don't know, but I didn't have the money. And it wasn't that much. It was only like 56 or something. Nah. Okay. Coffee time is over. I can't drink coffee because I have Alzheimer's. I'm not the only one. I've heard of other people that can't drink it either. Not that I would. I'm not a big go fast person. I'm sober for 22 years. November 96. I'm not good with the math and I don't count the days. I'm not that kind of sober alcoholic. It's been 5,000 million days and 43 hours. I mean, more power to you if you need to count it, or if that makes you feel good, but I can't even count the actual year. So whatever that is, 21, 22, something like that. What was my point? Oh, and I did drugs, of course, back in the day, but I stopped really doing drugs by the time I was like 20, because I thought that's what grown up. Like, when you can become a legal drinking age, like, why are you going to do drugs? I mean, you know what I mean? That was my thinking. Like, no, you know, I'm not saying like, oh, I was very judgmental to tell you the truth then. It just didn't make sense to me. It's like, well, you can do this legal substance that's really easy to get and pretty cheap, and it gets you there, right? Got me there. So, like, people would come into work, like in the 90s, I worked at a kind of known restaurant in LA, and the servers would come in and they'd be like, I'm like, oh, you hungover? And like, yeah, I did too much coke last night. And the first time I heard that, I'm like, coke? Like cocaine? Because I stopped doing coke in like 1979, 1980. And so it was just bizarre to me. It's like, oh my God, coke? I mean, literally, I didn't know cocaine was still around. And then I got to know that it was. And I never did it. But I never did it past 1979 or 80, 81. Probably 80. But what was my point about drinking? Drinking a Love Story. Oprah. Carolyn Knapp wrote the book Drinking a Love Story. That was my Eskimo, as they call it in certain places. I'm all over the place. God, where was I going? I don't want to go off a total tangent. I just want to finish that thought. New crazy people? I'm sorry. I don't know where I was. Been sober a long time. Drugs, alcohol. Yeah. Now that's old. That's because I'm like COVID brain. I don't know if to say COVID brain. Does that sound good? Not good, but does it sound like I had COVID? I mean, is that not the way to say it? Like, I haven't had it. I would like, no. I like to have it and get it over with. I didn't mean, I was going to say that. I don't know. I think my husband and I would both be okay if we had it, if we got it. I told him that last night because he's like, we're not going to die, are we? I'm like, dude, he's 17 years younger than me, so he's 41, and he's like a stealth. I mean, he's a shit eater. He eats sugar and shit, like literally, and energy drinks. He's just, bleh. And he's rock solid and thin, and fuck him. I tell him that all the time. What the hell, dude? What kind of genetics you got happening there? Anyways, I said no. He's got no pre-exist. I've got no pre-exist. And I don't want to go into this. Why am I going into this? I mean, I'm unhealthy, but I don't have diabetes. I don't have a heart problem. I don't have asthma. I don't have an autoimmune. I don't have all the big ones that are scary to have with this particular thing. Okay, I was rambling because I was hoping I'd get to the story of, or get back to wrap up the story of what I was even talking about. Why I went off into this, yeah, I'm sober, and what was I talking about? I bet if I watch this back, I'll know exactly where I was going and be like, ah, dang it. Crazy people, sobriety. No bells are ringing. No bells are chinging. Good to be sober, right? It hasn't occurred to me to take a drink since the day I stopped drinking. Not when I got the breast cancer, not any time. Because what is that going to help? My drug of choice was alcohol. Because alcohol really is a drug, right? Isn't it kind of? It was Jägermeister. Drinking a Love Story. No. Oprah. That was my Eskimo, but that's not what started this. Eskimo means like that was my moment of clarity. That a lady wrote a book called Drinking a Love Story, because that's exactly how I felt. I used to write, like I'm a songwriter, but I used to write like odes to Jägermeister. And I've been doing these videos my whole life, so I used to do videos with a video camera of myself, just drunk and just whatever, singing, talking, not pretty. But so when I heard Drinking a Love Story, and then I got the book, it was $25. I always remember that because that was a lot. Like, I always like books, but I didn't buy the hardback new book that came out. And I did with that one. And it was just, couldn't be more different than me, very buttoned up, very conservative, very educated, all that kind of stuff that I'm not. But her story was my story. And that's just kind of how it works. Anyways, this isn't a meeting, right? Am I suddenly having a meeting? I'm telling you my story. It's never going to come back to me. Footquake. Okay, I'm going for real. I'm sorry I took your... Well, oh, my pink bag. Because some people ask me, and you know I'm not a promoter. I'm not going to tell you to do those things that other people tell you to do, because you're grown. And I'm not trying to promote this channel. I'm not trying to get monetized. I'm not trying to do anything. This is like just because this is what I've been doing my whole life. Gosh, in the 80s when the video cameras came about, it's like, oh my God, yes. my boyfriend at the time, he used to literally follow me around with a video camera. It's just a thing. Oh, but people, and I never put the link when I upload the video, because I don't know how, to my pink bag, which is my eBay. My pink bag is because I've had this eBay for since 2007. So it was not too long after my breast cancer, and I love purses. So it was kind of like my pink bag, like pink for breast cancer and bag. Anyway, I've said that enough times. So yeah, I will probably, maybe I'll remember to type it, just type that's what my eBay is on when I'm doing the video, but I'm never going to be able to link it. I'm sorry. It's just not I don't know how to do it. And I only have a phone, by the way. I don't have a computer. I don't have a PC. I don't have a Mac. I don't have a netbook. I don't have anything but this little phone right there. So I'm very limited on what I can do. But I'm also very not skilled on those things, and so that's just, probably wouldn't be able to do it anyway. So anywho, okay. I go bye-bye now. Yes, I do. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know why I'm stalling? Because I have to go in the spare bedroom and just keep tossing stuff out of there, because we're going to get a shelf for all my storage, my tubs of jewelry. I know I'm not the only jewelry hoarder. I know that for sure. But I did seriously think last night, yeah, Gina, it's because it's jewelry. What I have, I can't even count. I have 700 listings or close, and at least I'd say 500 of those are jewelry. And I would say I have, I don't even know, 2,000 pieces of jewelry at least that aren't listed. That's a problem, right? In other words, here's what I was going to say. If it was hard goods or even clothing, but if it was hard goods, this is a hard good. Oh, she hasn't made an appearance in a while. But if it was hard goods, I'm just going to let her talk. I mean, think about it. 2,000, I mean, people have storage units, or they have, not storage units usually. Well, I mean, I guess they do. Warehouses for that much. If I had 2,000 hard good things, big and small, whatever sizes, I couldn't have that. I can barely have 100. But because it's jewelry and it can go into not jars, but bins and buckets or whatever, then you just keep buying. And I can't. I need an intervention. I need an intervention. Come on now. Really. I have a rule when I go to the thrift stores. And there's not so many thrift stores now because everything's closed down. I have one thrift store. But before, And even still, with hard goods, I don't go to buy, I don't go to buy, I don't go to buy, I don't go to the store, the thrift stores to buy anything until what I have here is listed, right? That's like a hard and fast rule for me. And I've been good at doing it for like, I just got to the point where it's like, okay, I'm not going to the thrift, I'm not thrifting until everything I have here is listed. God. But now, because it's jewelry, it, suddenly it's just okay, like, to have tubs and tubs and tubs and tubs and tubs of jewelry. And it's really not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. I don't think I'm completely losing my mind, because I would have done this pre-COVID. Probably not this long and this rambly. I cannot. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to do some kind of intervention on myself. I am not going to. This is hard. This is like when I tried to quit drinking for like 3 years before I finally decided I was done. I have 2 things that I already ordered. 2 bags, only 5 pounds total. I'm not gonna list. I'm not buying anymore not until everything's listed. See, that's the thing. There's no chance that everything is going to be listed. I'm not going to list 2,000 pieces of jewelry, maybe ever in my life. Yes, I could do lots, but that's a pain. I'm over everything right now. And just because everybody else makes videos and they just keep hoarding jewelry, I do too. But it makes it like you get in this club. Maybe that's what I was going to say about the whole alcohol thing. Like, you hang out with other boozers. I did. I don't hang out with sober people or like teetotalers. So that's, I wish there was, just to balance it, I wish there was somebody that did videos for literally, like, just like a balance. Like, okay, I've gotten enough right now, and this is what I'm doing with what I have now. And I'm not going to be that person. I'm just saying that would be a nice balance if there was like 30 people doing those videos, because there's 300 people doing, look at what I just got, look at this hoard, look at, you know what I mean? And I'm one of them. Guilty as charged. So yeah, that's all. I'm feeling overwhelmed, and I'm feeling just, it's a problem. Like, one of those people from Hoarder Show could come here and say, oh, okay, what's listed? Oh, all this jewelry right here? So what about all this jewelry? Listed? No. And I'm to the point, okay, this has just become a self-help rant at this point. I'm coming unglued. It's everywhere. Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And even like getting individual jewelry for myself, like this, that's okay. I don't keep that much stuff from the lots. My own personal collection is not a hoard by any means. Like, no, not even sort of. I mean, I might have 40 pieces of jewelry, maybe 50. Can I not count this new stuff? Because there was like 12 or 13 just right there. But yeah, I don't even have a place to store my own jewelry. It's just kind of hanging on hooks. And okay, you guys, I'm sorry I went on that huge tangent, but yeah. Because it's the fun and the thrill of it all, right? It always is. With everything, like everything. I'm not equating it to being a drug addict or an alcoholic, but the addiction part of it is the same in a lot of ways. Like, it's the thrill of the chase, I guess, with the jewelry. Thrill of the hunt, not the chase so much. Unless you're addicted to bidding, which I'm not. I just usually snipe in the last 10 seconds. I'm not about bid wars or whatever. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about me. I get my shit together. I think I'm just itching to make this a whole hour of video, even though I haven't had water in 45 minutes. And I just say that because I still have a big stone in the other kidney, which I need to make sure I'm drinking enough water. They took the stone out of the right one, surgery, to get it out. He said it was horrible. Not horrible, but it was horrible for him. It was a hard surgery because my kidney was way up here. He had no idea why, and he's been doing this for like 30 years. I love him. He's a very good doctor. We have a fun time. He laughs at me. With me? So I haven't come to the for sure yet. Like, I can't even say to you, like, well, I'm just not going to buy anymore. Because I guess I could just try to focus on something else. I should, like, play my guitar, write some songs, do art. That's a focus, right? And I can still do videos of all the jewelry I already have, because I haven't done videos of even a 10th of all the jewelry that I have to list in buckets. I call them buckets. They're tubs. They're storage tubs. So that's not a problem. I mean, don't worry. I'm not going to do a video of like, I'm drawing. You want to see me drawing? I could show you now. I don't even know if I have. My mom has most of my artwork these days. It's nothing to write home about. It's so totally what you'd expect from me. Oh, God. I think. And I just, I don't know. I was going to say, I don't feel like playing guitar, writing songs. When I pick it up, then I'm like, oh, that's fun. Like, I'll get lost in it for a while. Anyhow, okay. I still love these little guys. I don't think I'm going to sell them. That's the other thing. I go to Goodwill. It's like 1 for me, 2 for me, 1 for you. A little bit, not a lot of it. And I've got stuff in my car from the estate sale that all of a sudden I don't want to list because it's this big carousel, Mr. Christmas carousel with the thing, and I've got to take it all out and take pictures, and I just want to, like, I love it, but I don't even have room for it in my house. Am I seeing a little, like, gnat flying around, or is that my glasses? I'm a mess. I did order a Day of the Dead, finally. I ordered off Etsy, probably way overpaid. A Day of the Dead. Mirita Mori. I have no idea how to say that. I'm just calling it Day of the Dead. Face mask, alcohol. I don't know why. Because I live in a podunk town. You're never going to see anybody wearing one around here. But if I was in LA, I'd be like, oh, hey, beep, beep. You know, with that kind of mask. I mean, if you can't beat them, join them. I've been wearing a mask regardless of what the law says. Just because, like, why not? It's not that hard, except you can't breathe. I always wear it below my nose. And the Goodwill, I always pull it up over your nose. And I feel like saying, no, Mom, I'm not gonna. Like, they did that even when masks weren't required. They were always required at Goodwill. And they tell you to do that at Kaiser, but that's a medical place where there's a lot of sick people. But a Goodwill employee telling me what to do with my body, I take a little bit of umbrage with that. I'm glad they're so strict. And not all of them do that. There's this one particular gal that does it if she sees it hanging low. And I'm not trying to be a rebel. I can't fucking breathe. Be lucky when masks weren't required that I'm wearing one anyways. But I'm not the only one. I see tons of people my age, ladies especially, and I see it's like there, and I'm like, below the nose, right? Still can't breathe. Okay. I will never stop making videos. As you know, if you've watched, I started this channel in 2007. I started making YouTube videos in 2007, and a lot of them I guess I erased because there's only like a couple up, and I made a bunch. But because there was no smartphones, how else are you going to share a video with your family? That was it. There was no other way. So that is still like, that's just my life. I was in a band. I'm a ham. I like seeing myself on, I just do. I don't know. I was born that way. Lady Gaga. Anyways. Okay. So that's, my point is, I try not to do I never do clickbait. I just don't. I hate clickbait. I hate when you see like a YouTube video and it's like, but like certain words, you're like, oh, and then you watch it and you're like, huh? Where is it? What's happening? So yeah, I don't do like words to attract anybody. My point is nobody watches, and because of Texas Gal, I guess a couple of you do. Thank you. But if you do, you're my kind of people. Well, that sounds. If you watch me, then you're my kind of people. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't even sound right. Then you must be a little bit of an odd duck, and I love odd ducks. That's what I meant. I could have put on lipstick, and I didn't. I have new glasses coming. They're exactly the same, only this is a little bit, has green in it. These are 5 years old, and I like them so much that at the time I went and ordered another pair of frames and decided to just get the little green so it wouldn't be exactly the same color. But they're just comfortable, and they're, yeah. Anyhow, I'm trying to think of what I can say in the end. You know what I mean? Like to really. Oh, I used to love Dorothy Parker, and I used to get drunk and quote her poetry and sound like her. Sound like, because if you watch videos of her, or there's a movie about her. I'm not going to do her now because I'm not drunk. And it really kind of takes a drunk to do that. She was also a drunk, by the by. But she was so clever. Loved her writings. Like, love conquers her all. That's one of her quotes. Oh, of course I'm not going to think of any now. But she wordplayed. I love wordplay. I'm always impressed when I hear a song with cool turn of phrase or wordplay. Or when I write one myself. I've done a few that I like. I don't even know what they are now, but I know in the past I'm like, oh, that was a good one. If I do say so myself. Nope, not to an hour yet. Okay, for reals, is my armpits hairy? I haven't been shaving it. This one is kind of numb because of this is, they took a vein, they took a node. They took a node right out of it. And so it's more numb. I used to have natural, huge knockers. I probably talked about this before, but I know it sounds weird, but I didn't need to give breast. Wasn't having kids, whatever. So they were just on my body, these huge boobs that I had all my life. And I just know they'd be sweaty and down to my navel probably at this point. They would have just been, so I don't admit them. And my husband's really good about it. Like, he's never made me feel ever, even for a second. He's never looked at him funny. Like, he'll just go like this and rub my chest. He's a good man that way. I mean, he's a good man in general. But he's got a good heart. And he's just I don't know what you call that. But I had a friend at the same time whose husband actually divorced her. An asshole. Because she didn't have boobs. I mean, can you imagine? Fucking men sometimes, right? Am I right? I'm not a man hater. I loves me some men. I've loved me a lot of men. Yeah, I have. Quite a few. I would call myself a former slut adjacent. But I digress. All the stories I could tell, but I won't. I made out with Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah. He was an interesting guy. Am I allowed to say that on? Uh-oh. I didn't. I lied. I don't know if I'm... I don't know if I'm allowed to say names, like famous names or whatever. Am I? Anyways, it was fine. He was fine. He was an interesting guy. He was a walking sort of contradiction. Very sweet. I love Southern men. Southern man better. I love me some Southern men. Never went out with one. Okay, I'm just saying like acid flashback trails because it's my hair or something. I keep thinking it's a bug that's flying by. It's not. It's my hair and my glasses. Yeah. This is so weird. It's like like I'm doing it and I'm seeing like my cat sees dead people. Sometimes I do too. Okay, I've gone on way too long. What was my point? Yeah, he was a contradiction in terms, like, nice guy. Nothing bad to say about him. Nope, not bad. Someday I could tell you all the people I waited on, and their what? Their personalities or whatever. I'll tell you really quickly. Two biggest bitches on the planet at that time. Now they might have gotten better. I don't even know if I know their names. The blonde and the brunette from 90210, the original 90210. Nasty effing. And they weren't in at the same time. Just coincidentally, they were in at different times and different maybe months, but they were the worst people I've ever waited on, bar none. Bar none. And Sarah Jessica Parker, nice girl. She just pissed me off because she had like 2 bites of her salad and didn't want to take it to go. I hated when people wasted food. Super, nice though. Not at all bitchy or not at all like your shit beneath my shoe. Not at all like that. Sweet, nice girl. I have to say though, Halle Berry, going through a hard time divorcing. She married a Daryl Strawberry. She was with whoever, I don't know the player, the ball players, whatever. I think that's who she was married to. But anyways, whoever it was, they were getting a divorce. And they were having some heated, convos. And she was just so kind. And she tipped well, but that's not even the point. She was so kind. Even in that, it wasn't like she was having like on her honeymoon, like fun, and I'll be nice too. She was like having a hard time. And she was just kind. And I'll remember that always. Because kindness goes a long ways, right? So those are a couple. And that's all I'll talk about. And I think I can say that, right? I didn't say anything bad. I didn't name the two. I'm sure you all know the two's names. I know one's name. And I don't know the other's name. But they were... I guess it's just young fame and a real sense of entitlement, and your mom didn't teach you any manners. Combination of all those things. I've heard the one is a real piece of work still to this day, so it wasn't just me. Yeah, but... Oh, and then there was this gal from Star Magazine. I know. I have nobody to talk to. There's this gal from Star Magazine. I forget her name. She famously worked for Star Magazine, which back then, that was all there was. Star and Inquirer. There was no TMZ, whatever. None of that. This is like 1990 through 1993, 4, 5, around there. Those years. But she would come in and she would say, she'd give us at least $100 for a story of anybody. Like those stories I just told you, I could have gotten paid. And I just didn't feel right about it. You know what I mean? Even though those two were see you next Tuesdays on fleek, I just was like, that just feels icky. To, no. It just feels icky. But, and I don't know if other waiters did it or not. I don't remember. Servers. But yeah, no. And I'm not like some high moral priestess. I was still drinking back then, but I didn't get sober till 96, November. But it just felt dirty. Like, I don't know. I don't know why. Like, she just wanted to know, like, oh, were they good tippers? What were their, how did they act? Or, and those two would have been a good story. I don't even remember what they tipped. They tipped as normal, but they could have given me $100 tip, and I'd still say, you guys are the worst humans ever. Denzel. Yeah. He held court, just like you'd think he would, Denzel Washington. He's a tall drink of water. I mean, not tall drink of water, just a good looking. He's just got presence. And yeah, he just held court with his boys. That's what I call them, like his bros, his guys, smoking cigars in the smoking section, and just, yeah. Robert De Niro, real shy. Super shy. He came in a few times because he was thinking of buying the restaurant, because I think he had a Cafe Figaro in New York, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. That's what the restaurant was called, Cafe Figaro. It's not there anymore. It was owned by Gil Chasen, who was a famous Playboy magazine photographer in the 60s. And I think the restaurant opened in 69, if I'm not mistaken. Closed down right around when I got sober. So sad. Such good food. Anyways, it was a celebrity haunt, obviously. But Robert De Niro? Oh, so he was meeting with Gil, the owner, about that. Because I guess that's, at the time they were thinking about selling. And just super shy, super quiet, super like, I'm not trying to be famous. Not shitty at all. Not at all. Just not comfortable in his fame part of his life. Like, not the guy that's like, oh, I love your work. You don't want to, just let him, just give him what he needs. And then Ringo Starr. I think I've talked about this. Ringo Starr came in every day for a couple weeks because there was a recording studio next to us, and I guess he was recording something there. And he pretty much only had tea. Vanilla. There was a brand, something vanilla. Yeah. Nice guy, just British. But he was a Beatle. I waited on a Beatle. Yes, I did. Okay, I'm going to stop. Because this has gone just so sideways that I may not even upload it. It's too long. It's boring in parts. Like how I give myself a little out there. Everything, somebody commented on my YouTube. Oh my God. And nobody does like them. You see that? I see there's views, but there's no likes. And that's okay. You don't gotta like it. Ew. Because I think a view could just mean, can it just mean that you just watched it like for 5 minutes and you're like, I'm out, right? That counts as a view. You don't have to watch the whole thing, God forbid. Anyways. And sometimes I don't know how to comment so if you guys leave me a message and I don't get back to you or like comment about it or whatever, respond would be the other word. It's because I don't know how to, I don't always see I don't even see that I get a comment or whatever that is. I don't even know what to call it. I'm just that not savvy. Seriously. Same way on Facebook. I had people messengered me, like maybe I put something up that I wasn't selling, but I, just put it up in the group. And I look back, somehow I got into the area where there's like people that tried to messenger me. I think I'm real private on there, but anyways, I saw like 8 people and they go back like 6 months and I was like, oh my God, that really bothered me. Not because of a sale loss, but because I just feel like, of course I would respond. I would never be the person that's not going to respond to somebody. I mean, unless I even respond to assholes. So anyways, that was all to say that if I didn't reply or something, it's because I didn't see it. Because I always will reply. That's all I'm saying. I remember back in 2007 on that writing dirty video that got like 5,000 views. Whoa! Back then that was like a lot. I think I could go back and look. I don't know if the comment's still there. I think it is. I think the person said, oh, you're really funny. And I thought they said you're not funny or something. And I was like, well, that's not nice. I think I commented that back. And then so if that's a thing, I'm dyslexic. So I read words that are there. I read words that aren't there. I put words in that aren't there and take words out that are there. It happens with my mom and text me and my mom. And she's like, shouldn't get it because I add words and I take words out. And things have totally different meanings when you do that. And so in my head and in my typing, but in my head when I'm reading, that's what I'm saying. I see words that aren't there. I don't see words that are there. And it becomes a jumble. So just know that. In case I ever say like, that's not nice, and you like said something really nice to me. Yeah. Okay. Hairy armpits, no boobs, that's me. I go. And my baby's over there. He's sleeping. He's sleeping on dead people. He really is, literally. I put all these jackets on the, like soft Sherpa, kind of Sherpa? Is that what it's called? Is that the person that leads you into the thing, a Sherpa? Shearling? Whatever. Something soft. I knew he'd love them, like different sweatshirts and a pile of stuff on the ottoman. And it came from a dead person. My sister-in-law, her boyfriend died a few months ago, and she just brought clothes over that maybe my husband wanted, and he didn't want any of them, but my chochi did, and he's sleeping on them. He's sleeping on dead people. and I have a weird thing. I know people could die, and maybe I buy stuff at estate sales, but I just like knew, even if I liked this guy's clothes, or if I wanted to wear, like there was a red jacket that I kind of liked. I'm like, I was going to go to the hospital, and I'm like, yes, I don't think I want to wear this recently dead person's thing. I don't think that's good juju. Good jujube. It's not good jujube. Okay, for reals, what a rambling rant. Without lipstick, no less. My eye, it looks yellow in this light. Not my eyes, but the glasses. Yeah. Story of my life. Not the glasses. Story of my life. Just going on and on and on. And on and on. And I don't know if that's part of me and why my people call me Larry David. I don't think that's it. I don't think Larry David rambles. I'll have to watch his show again and see why they think I'm Larry David. I don't care for it. I just never forget my tattoo artist. These are 15. I got these in 2005. So is that 15 years? Yeah. Right? Okay. The first time he called me Larry David, he just said it. So this is my first tattoo from him. It's supposed to be me. I don't remember the story of why. This is one of my favorites. It's like Mortician, but it was a Living Dead doll. Not a Living Dead. Bleeding Edge doll. A lot of these are Bleeding Edge dolls. Or figures. That one is too. All these are. Let's see my fatty. I don't even know what's back there. Oh my God. Oh, I love her. I never see her. I think that's just Sean's original art. See, when do you get to see that? I wish this was on the front so I could see it. Something was on my... Oh, that's just part of that? I thought there was more to that elbow. I had to do... I'm symmetrical, so these are exactly the same. This... So funny. See all the color? The color's gone in my left hand. If I'm driving, is that the part that's... Right? Okay, makes sense. Makes sense that the color would be gone then, because it's the one face, because I don't do sun. So, I already showed you that right? Oh, more Sean original art. It's back there. Well, I already showed you that. Do I have to turn? Do I have to actually do something with my body? Oh, I forget about her. This whole arm, I think, is all Sean original art. I don't know why I got that one. That wasn't my favorite. And then this was the Day of the Dead skulls because, it's a positivity thing, and that's right after my breast cancer. So it was like there was some significance for the 3 skulls. Couldn't tell you what it is now, but there absolutely was. But the rest of these are basically just dolls because I love dolls and I cannot. Yeah, all these are Bleeding Edge dolls. All these are Sean's art, original art. And my footies. I'm going to do this without showing you my crotch or anything. Oh my God, I love her. Who is she? She's somebody. Maybe, I can't remember. She's somebody, different artist. And then, of course, love her. She's Tank Girl or whatever. Different artist, not Sean. This leg is pretty much not Sean. Can you see my... I hope you can't say anything. My feet are Sean. You see my footies? I guess I could turn it down. Oh, I hope I'm not. I've got like boxer shorts on, but I'm just covering. Well, okay. My feet are pretty much, each foot is the same. Oh, Medusa. Love her too. That's Sean. Can you see Medusa? What does my world come to? Love her. Her. She's lost control. That's Joy Division song. Okay. Well, there's little faces on there. My feet are the same. I like her. Okay. She was a cover-up. Can you see her? I had a big tiger. Yeah, I had a tiger since I got it in like 1982. Just was over it. So there's a big tiger here. And she's a cover-up. And that's it, I think. There's something on the back of my neck. But nothing on my belly, nothing on upper, I wish I had stuff on my thighs because it makes the cellulite better. But yeah, that's it. And they've held it pretty good for being 15 years old. I mean, I don't do the sun, but you can't avoid the sun, right, when you get in your car and shit. And I don't put sunscreen on my body or anything. But yeah. Yep. And if you said, did I have a favorite? Yeah, it's probably the ones on my legs. A couple of them. Tank Girl, and she's lost control. But then her, because she's like Morticia, and she's supposed to be like Morticia. That was what this doll was. I think it was called Storm. She was called Storm. Different storms. For real. Okay. I'm going. I gotta drink water. I gotta vape. I vape nicotine. Yes, I do. It's literally... Okay, it shouldn't be doing that. Yikes. It's literally my only vice, and I'm not quitting. So, all right, guys. See you next time.